America. It's your girl bringing you some news you can use. We are live. Let me get this mic together. We are live at the #1 internet radio station, intellectualradio.com, which is an iHeart radio station. Now, you know how I roll. So today, my goal is to inform, to educate, to entertain, and to inspire. So in this intellectual dialogue hour, we're going to be sharing some information, giving introspection, and providing some inspiration. So we have a great show planned for you today. I have a guest intern, so I want you all to tell me how my personality matches with her personality. And then we have a surprise guest in the studio. And then I got my favorite girl. She is, I love her spirit. She is definitely a person that you should know. She's a mover and a shaker. She always calls when I need her, and her information that she presents here on Making Waves with Miss Darcy is amazing, and she's always pouring into me, uplifting me, and always encouraging me and sending me things that she thinks is of value to me. So I'm going to have to twist her arm and talk her into being my co-host, but she's always here, and you're going to love her, and she got a lot of stuff going on, so this is someone that you need to know and have in your index Rolex. So you know how we roll. So today I told you we have a surprise guest. I also have a new intern from Illinois Media School today. I'm going to let her introduce herself in a second. We're going to also talk about, I'm talking about the 7 streams of income. We're closing out the new year. So I'm always having things to talk about here. So I'm going to show you how you can present something, whether you have a product, service, or brand, and present it one time and get paid over and over and over and over again, right? So I'm going to show you how to do that. And then I'm going to also show you how to build your brand. So if you have a product, service, or whatever you have, this is the time right now. You know what today is. So right now we have 13 days left in this year. And it's time for us to get control of our finances, have something set up in place so that we can go into 2019 with a bang, right? We want to have everything set up. You should be setting up your goals right now for next year. If you're making 500, your goal should double that 500 by the end of January. If you get to 1,000 in January, next month in February, you should have $2,000. And so if you're not setting that up, then what are you doing? So you need to be working on that right now. You should be making plans to inculcate how you're going to increase your revenue streams for 2019. I've already told y'all I will be debt-free next year, and it's on and popping. I need some real estate. I need some property. I need to make it do what it do. So I need you to walk today. Step out of your comfort zone. Get out of the box. Step outside the box. And it's time for you to take a leap of faith and walk into the best dopeness, the best dope person you can be, right? So you tune in to intellectualradio.com, Making Waves with Miss Darcy. I broadcast here twice a week, right? So now, without further ado, I'm going to let my intern guest co-host introduce herself to you.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm your girl, Alicia Nilkes, and I'm here to make waves with Miss Darcy.
All right. And she's from Illinois Media School, so we'll talk about what she does and what made her go to Illinois Media School. We'll talk about all that. So don't go anywhere. Please, please share the broadcast. When you come back, I'm going to go abracadabra, Genie, I Dream of Genie, Bewitched, Twinkle, Twinkle, and some more beautiful ladies are going to appear here in the studio. So do me a favor. Please share the broadcast. You're tuned in to Making Waves with Miss Darcy on intellectualradio.com, which is an iHeart radio station. You can catch us locally, nationally, and internationally. Check us out on Facebook Live, YouTube, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Back in a moment. Okay, you guys can come on. Just go to the middle.
Middle? Yeah, that's fine.
See, I went out, I bought me 2. I was trying to find one like this. More, see? You want to have her come down there by you?
We love you, Miss Darcy.
Oh, that's so cute.
That's my grandbaby.
American Express for travel and entertainment worldwide.
We're amigos now.
Huh?
So we like we're amigos now.
Yeah.
The mic's right in front of you.
Express's
Mic's right in front of you.
safety and security are available on Apple Pay. The next evolution of membership.
Is my camera straight?
Hey, this is Lenny Williams, and I enjoy listening to intellectualradio.com and Making Waves with Miss Darci'D.
American Express for travel and entertainment worldwide. Just show them this, the American Express. Someday, I may even use it on the moon. It's a Mars.
Okay.
Can I use my phone for my date? For my date? You set your phone. You better have your phone on vibrate right off.
Put mine on
Safety
that.
and security are available on Apple Pay.
Put it on
The
silent?
next evolution of membership is here.
So, welcome back. I told y'all I was going to leave and come back, and now we got a whole full studio of beautiful women in the studio today. So, I broadcast here live, Making Waves Miss Darcy, every Tuesday and Thursday. We start at 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. And if today is your birthday, happy birthday to you. I have a little quote for you, so I'm going to read it real quick. As you grow up, make sure you have more dreams than memories, more opportunities than chances, more hard work than luck, and more friends than acquaintances. May you have the best in your life. Happy birthday from Making Waves with Miss Darcy and crew. Now, you know my sponsor, American Express. So, you got this $50 we want to give away today. So when I say call in with the phrase that pays, you want to call 708-223-8953. Again, that number is 708-223-8953. So the phrase that pays is, while money cannot buy happiness, it certainly lets you choose your own form of misery. Again, the phrase that pays $50 today is, while money can't buy happiness, it certainly lets you choose your own form of misery. So when I say call in, then you have your chance. You have to recite that phrase word for word, and then you will win $50. The number to call again is 708-223-8953. So I got my favorite girl back in the studio. She always calls when I need her. She's a mover and shaker. We're going to start down at the end. I'm going to let her introduce herself to you.
Hi, listeners. Marcy, thank you so much, Darcy, for having me. Making Waves with Darcy, the hottest place to be on this Tuesday. This is Charmin Edwards, and I'm the owner and inventor of Rockulocks.
All right. And to my left, this young lady I met a while back, and she is adorable, and she's embracing our platform today. And I'm going to let her introduce herself to you.
Thank you and welcome. My name is Kimberly McGee, and I'm Miss Prairie State American Elegance Lady 2017 and also 2018. So I'm so happy to be here, Darcy. Darcy is making moves and waves.
Thank you so much. So my quote for you all, the listeners today, and for the panel: don't stress about closed doors behind you. New doors are opening daily, every second, every minute, every hour, and you will see them as long as you keep moving forward and not going backwards.
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
So I want to start with my guest co-host. She came from Illinois Media School. And so, Alicia, tell me why you chose Illinois Media School for your career.
I chose Illinois Media School because my life had kind of come to, like, if it was a path, that was like at the end of the path at the time. I was having a lot of trouble in my life figuring out what I wanted to do in life. I knew that I wanted to be in media. I know that I wanted to be a voice actor. I know that I wanted to get into radio and TV. I love all aspects of entertainment, and I wanted to really be a part of it. I just didn't know how to do that on an affordable level. I come from a single parent household, so it was really hard, growing up. Sometimes we didn't have money to do things that, I wanted to do or things that I could do, and college was kind of one of those things that I know that I have to go and get an education, a formal education. It was just, I didn't know where and I didn't know how, and I struggled through a lot of it. I ended up doing I went to the Chicago acting studio. I did some voice acting there, and then I did some background work on TV shows like Chicago Fire and Empire. So yeah, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I got to see all the stars of the show. They were really friendly, and they were just, it was awesome, working with them as background characters and stuff like that. But it doesn't pay the bills. That's the only thing, is that it doesn't pay the bills on the doesn't pay the bills on the fact that you would get paid $10 an hour, and you might get lucky and have days where you're there for 12 hours, and you might get unlucky, but you're still lucky because you're there, but you only be there for about 3-4 hours, so that being an actor or working your way up that way doesn't necessarily always work. So I knew that I had to get more prepared for this path that I wanted to go down life, and I didn't have the connections that I wanted and I needed. So I ended up taking a break from being a background actor, because it was just very strenuous. Here, drive there, and you're driving 40 to an hour away. And it was kind of hard sometimes, and driving in downtown traffic, it was stressful, and park here and park there. So I mean, it was fun, they fed you, but it's still it wasn't what I needed at the time. It wasn't the stability in my life.
So what's the best part of Illinois Media School for you right now? How long have you been there?
I've been there since July.
And if you had to pick one thing that you really enjoy or stands out to you while you're in school, what would that be?
Being able to work on my art.
Okay.
To be honest with you, just the overall, I love how convenient it is. I love how affordable it is, but overall being able to be in the mind state that I'm in, and then being around like-minded people is also something that I really enjoy. You're around positive people constantly. You're around people that want to, oh, I like your idea, yeah, let's do that. And sometimes when you're in the real world, it's not always like that. People tell you, oh, well, I don't like that idea, or you're not going to make it, or it's going to cost too much. And it's always, the higher you aim, the more people are trying to support you there. And that's what I absolutely love about it.
Well, I'm glad. Welcome. So, what's going on with you? Anything good and exciting going on with you, Sharma? Anything coming up that we need to know about? Besides the Christmas party tonight that we will be at. Besides that, is there anything else that we need to know that you got going on that we need to know about or be a part of?
Well, you know what? The hair radio show.
Okay.
Because I'm starting a new letter for people to write in, to solve either hair problems or beauty problems.
Okay,
so I'm
they
excited
can call
about
in
that.
or write in about, they have a question.
Well, they can, if they have a question.
So do they email you?
They'll be able to email me.
Okay.
And then I'll read that letter that day and see if we can help solve and get through whatever is going through to make sure that I'm like you. My goal is to always help someone.
Okay.
And we want to be in that beauty space, the person that helps you answer that beauty question and to help you on your journey. If you're stuck, I know a lot of people seem to be fearful, but I have to tell people you just have to jump in, and God starts moving things for you. You're just not going to know everything to do. And a part of falling, it just means that you're going to be uplifted. You've fallen in that dirt pile. You got to get up, and it's an uplifting experience. No matter what someone does you, it really is uplifting, because then you know not to step there.
Right.
Evil is amongst us, but you can't focus on it. You have to stay happy, stay focused on the bigger picture, because God doesn't see, people don't see your vision.
Right.
So you can't expect people to hooray and hurrah your vision.
Yeah.
It's your vision. Yeah. And you have to stay focused and committed and surround yourself with, people that have a vision. Because we might not all have the same vision, but we all know the struggle, which I call going through the Amazon with a butter knife. You're going to get through it. It's going to take a little longer, but you will get through with the butter knife,
Right.
So one of our viewers asked you, Alicia, what kind of art? They asked they asked what kind of art.
Well, I when I was little, and this is kind of how to describe it. When I was little, I used to make AMVs, so they were like amateur made videos for I would mesh pop culture music with with comic book scenes or anime scenes and stuff like that. So really, I really want to be able to create art on the screen, because I think that art on the screen is it's so much, and I don't like to to bash books or anything like that. But sometimes when you're reading a book, you don't see the person's, their vision. Like she was saying, not everyone's going to see your vision. So when you see it on the screen, you say, oh, that's how Hogwarts looks, or that's how the X Mansion's supposed to look. So something like that I would like to create, just a world on the screen that just lets everybody like relax and let go of the stresses that they have in life. Just that moment where you're like, I relate to this character even though we're worlds apart. I like the fantasy of the world. And so art like that, something where people can feel welcome and loved and just kind of really just relate to the characters and feel like they're not alone. Because in my life, I've always felt like, not that I was alone, but I'm an only child to a certain degree. So it was hard sometimes growing up. You don't have a brother or sister. So, TV and like those characters were like, oh, I relate to those characters. I understand. I'm not the only one going through it. And I want to create art where people don't feel like they're alone.
Okay.
Animation? Would that be animation?
Animation, even if it's live action,
wow.
Yeah, so even if it's live action or animation, I mean, I really enjoy, any of the live action comic book movies that they do just because of all the hard work that goes into it and just like the visuals. My favorite movie, the one that I like to kind of, you can get an idea of, is this movie called Scott Pilgrim versus the World. And I just, when you read about the movie and how they did it, they made special cameras to make it look like a comic book movie. There was so much detail that they put in it. There's like a scene where he's talking about his ex-girlfriend. He kind of leans this way, and as he leans this way, they put like a whole comic strip on the side, and like they show kind of like what happened. And so it's those little details that kind of make it fun. There's a number system in it, and like all the numbers they show up right before like the villain shows up or whatever. So it's really cool, and I want to be able to create art like that. So
that's artistic, and
Very
I
much
can't draw stick man. So
can't
let me just
either.
make that clear. And so
The ruler and the ruler on top of that.
Yes.
And I'm okay because I know that.
Right.
When you own it,
When
and
you own it.
that's
Oh,
it,
yeah.
then I'm
Yeah.
okay.
Right.
I'm
I can
amazed
trace.
at talented people. I'm really
I'd rather
amazed.
say, how much do you charge to make this line
Right.
straight? And
Right.
That's not me. So
Exactly.
I'm okay with it.
Right.
You got to know how to stay in your lane. I'm
Right.
staying in
That's
mine.
Oh, me too.
That
Me
is not
too.
mine.
Don't give me a pencil or an ink pen or a
And they
magic
say
marker.
draw, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Because I like to go to the paint party, so they have the paint
Yes.
party.
the other one.
Yeah.
To me, I just can't go because they show you a picture and they say you can draw this,
Yes.
or they show you other stuff you can draw, and I'm sitting up and going, I'm just here for the wine because I can't draw at all, or for the conversation. 'Cause
Right.
This is not.
And they'll say, "Oh, yes, you can. It's all in the brain." And I'm thinking, you don't even want to look at my
Yeah,
brain.
we're not even going
We're
there.
not even going there.
That's a
No.
whole nother. That's a whole other paint party.
Yes, it is.
So
That's
now,
another
Kim,
one.
tell me
Yes.
a little about yourself. I know you're the mother of 4.
Yes, I am. 2 girls, 2 boys.
Also, you got 2 girls and 2 boys.
Yes.
Okay, so who's the oldest?
My oldest daughter is Sharice.
Okay.
And then there's Jocelyn. And then there's Jack. And then there's Kenneth. And Kenneth, he was diagnosed with schizophrenia back in 2010.
Oh.
And it's been very hard for me and my family.
How was that for you? Was he diagnosed early? How was that for you, or was it later on?
He was diagnosed at the age of 17.
At the age of 17.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and he wouldn't take the medicine. And yes,
Oh.
yes.
Is it because he thought it would make him be a certain way or feel a certain way?
Well,
or?
Yes. Well, what I've learned in mental illness, with people that have mental illness, a lot of times they don't want to take the medicine.
Because they think it's going.
Right. They think it's gonna make them feel different. They think they're not normal because they're taking the medicine. But the medicine is to help you.
I
And
felt like
everyone should take the medicine.
I felt like that years ago.
Yeah.
I was diagnosed with an illness. I think I was like 7 or 8, and I would put it up under my tongue and drink the water. And when they leave out the room, I would take it out.
That's exactly what
And
my
then
son
one
was
day,
doing.
I was cleaning up my room when I was gone for the weekend or something. They came back home, and I had probably like 3 or 4 months that I had put inside my pillowcase.
Oh,
And,
Oh my God.
and
Oh,
so
my
when I knew
goodness.
when they were going to wash, and my mom was getting ready to wash, and I would take the pillowcase and take them all out. But that particular day I wasn't there.
Oh my goodness.
And when she took that pillowcase, all these pills came out. Because that's what I felt. I felt taking medicine, something wrong with you, and people gonna look at you differently.
Mhm. Oh,
But as I'm older, you know,
Right.
I'm only 21 now,
Right.
so I know now. Somebody just gave me a dirty look in the studio. So I know now that you do need it, you know, but you do have to do your research. You have to do your homework, because just because a doctor tells you need to take something, you still have to do your due diligence and research it too.
Right.
Because sometimes you can take too much medicine,
Yes.
and then the side effects can turn around and give you something else.
You're
So
absolutely
you
right.
have to weigh that. I try to look for holistic,
Yes.
aromatherapy, acupuncture or aromatherapy, something that I could do naturally. And sometimes it could be a diet change.
Right.
It's just so I'd rather do all of those first until
Yes.
it just gets to the point where I absolutely have to.
Yes.
Because that's one of my main reasons I thought I would I would stand out differently, or it's going to change who I am,
Yes.
or people are going to label me.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, I can kind of relate. I'm not saying that it's the right thing,
Right.
but
Right.
I relate. But go on. How did that make you feel, and what did you all do? What did your family do or put in place to work through that?
Okay. And so it was so much for me, and I kept praying. You know, prayer is the answer to everything in everybody's life.
Ooh,
Yes.
girl, yes.
And I was just faithful no matter what. And what happened was, in 2015, you know, he still wasn't taking the medicine.
Oh wow.
Okay. And they saw him on the street, you know, the police. And they took him to the police station, but, you know, he wasn't in any trouble. They took him to a hospital. So I want to thank the Chicago Police Department for doing that, because it has helped my son. From the police department, he went to a mental institution from the hospital, Reed, and I went to see him for 30 days, but not every day. It was only on Sundays. And from that point, they put him on a shot. And so he's been taking that shot now since 2015. Every month I take him to get the shot. The shot has really helped him. And he's no longer living elsewhere or in any type of mental institution. He lives with me. So I have been able to, help my son and do anything that I possibly can do to make sure that he's in the home with me. And I notice a lot, you know, when I go on the south side and even on the west side, I see a lot of mentally ill people that live in tents and that are just out there because they have no one that cared enough to help them. And, you know, and that's what's wrong. I mean, it's not a lot of facilities out here to help the mentally ill homeless.
Or they're
It's
closing
not.
the programs.
Yeah, they're closing the programs because they don't have funding. So if you see someone and they ask you for something to eat, go around the corner, you see a McDonald's, grab them something to eat and bring it back to them. You don't have to give them money. Just give them something, because believe me, a lot of times they are hungry.
And a lot of us listeners and viewers, we're 1 or 2 paychecks from being homeless.
Yes.
It all depends on how you use your finances. There are a lot of individuals who make less and have more because they know how to save.
Yes.
There are individuals who make more and are broke as soon as they get paid. So it's a mindset. Everything in life is a mindset, whether it's weight loss, whether it's your business, whether it's your relationship. It all starts up here. So
That's right.
people can tell you anything they want to tell you, but it starts with your mind.
Yes.
You can do anything you want in life if you have the right mindset.
That's
Yes.
right. That's right.
So tell us how 2015 on, how did you come to be wearing this crown? What happened? I mean, like, what
I got a
happened?
story to tell
Well, come
you.
on and tell it. That's what this platform is for, people to come
Okay.
in and share their story so they can uplift, encourage, someone
Okay.
else.
So, and just in 2015, right? So, I was working, constantly working. So my boss called me in the office one day and said, "You need balance in your life." And I'm like, "Oh, balance in my life? What is that?" "You don't have a life. Only thing you do is work." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's true." He said, "Well, why don't you do this? What about my promise, whatever you're always talking about, my promise something?" I said, "Oh, yeah, that's my promise to give ministries." So at that time, I wasn't really doing a lot with my Promise to Give Ministries because I was always working. And so what I did from there, I'm like, oh, well, I got to do something. I'm like, I got to figure this out, right? So what I did was, I know how I could get the word out. Pageants. I always wanted to get in a pageant, but here I am, older. I'm going to try it anyway. So I got into a pageant system, and I've been in pageant systems ever since.
Wow.
Right now I'm in the American Elegance pageant system. It's a pageant system of sisterhood. They have taught me so much. Anytime I have an event with my Promise to Give Ministries, they're there to help me. Anything that I need from them, they guide me, they help me. And this is the best pageant system I have ever been in my whole life. And I'm so grateful to be with the American Elegance pageant system. I am Miss Prairie State American Elegance Lady 2017 and also 2018. I'm going for nationals next year. I'm going for the crown.
Right.
Yes, I am.
Girl, you go
Now,
for it.
can I tell you about my ministry, my Promise to
Yes,
Give?
you
Oh my
can.
goodness. It means so much to me. I love my platform. What I do is I give to the mentally ill homeless right here in the Chicagoland area. I started how should I put it? I started an event with Deborah's Place called Bingo with the Queen. And for this whole year, I've been there 7 times this year. Okay, which is a lot. So I have an event coming up, which is Bingo with the Queen Christmas Extravaganza. So in October, some of the residents in Deborah's Place, see, I have all these different,
Oh, wow. Now, are those
Papers.
their letters?
yes, these are their wish list.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and
So you do the
And-
wish list for
yes,
the holiday?
yes, and I have 44 ladies.
Okay.
Wow.
And in 2 days, which is on the 20th, I will be there, and we will be passing out the gifts. Also, I have invited other pageant sisters from other pageant systems and also other organizations to come and say kind and encouraging words to help them get out of a bad situation that they're in, of course. And also, I cook all the food.
Oh, wow.
We sing, we fellowship, we cry together. And it's just the best feeling in the world to be able to be such an inspiration to ladies at Deborah's Place, and also, you know, young ladies as well. And if you guys ever want to or are in a position that you guys can donate to Deborah's Place, please do. If you want to get in contact with me and you have some boots, because I need 4 more pair of boots. I need
So let's start with some of the things on the wish list.
Okay,
I know
sure.
You said you need boots. Do you have
Yes.
the sizes for the boots?
yes, I do. We need 7.5 and 2 size 7 boots and 1 size 8. And
So you need 7, 7.5, and 8.
7, 7.5, 8, and yes, that
I
should
think
be
you said
fine.
2 7.5.
7.5,
Okay, 2
yeah.
7.5s, a pair of
Mhm.
7s, and a pair of 8s.
That is correct.
Okay.
Everything else we have. I was
Oh,
able
wow.
to, yeah.
You
I
got
have a lot of
pretty big list. You
donations.
got a lot of
Yeah.
requests on
You
here.
So you
know-
got
Yeah,
them from
60
donations
people.
and,
Right.
Yeah.
Was
I-
there different events that you got all of the wish list stuff from?
Yes, from the October event that I did, which was a Halloween contest.
Okay, and that was
So
the
we had a
theme.
Halloween contest winner,
Okay.
and that's also on my Facebook page.
Okay.
And also for Thanksgiving, I gave them a Thanksgiving meal, and we also play bingo. So when you play bingo with the Queen, you're able to win money, and also you're able to win personal items that you need. Because keep in mind, a lot of times they only get personal items once a month. And keep in mind, most of the ladies at Deborah's Place, they have no income and they have no jobs. Only 10% have jobs that live in Deborah's Place.
So what, when you say toiletries, what, give me an example. Is this like toothpaste, deodorant? What are some of the toiletries that they...
I collected toothpaste, deodorant, lotion, dishwashing liquid, bleach,
So those are some of the
anything
things
that they
they
needed.
need.
Yeah,
Okay.
sanitary, pads,
Okay.
things that they really needed.
So
Yes.
listeners, if you're listening and you're able to sow a seed to Deborah's place, Kim later on in the show will give you her contact information. I did share the broadcast on her page.
Mhm.
So if you would like to contribute right now, the women need a pair of 7 boots, 2 pairs of 7.5, and a pair of 8s, and any toiletries, which would be toothpaste, deodorant, lotion, sanitary napkins,
Bleach.
bleach,
Because
and dishwashing detergent.
that is correct.
So if you're able to sow a seed with something, it could be 1 or 2 of the items. Please contact her. She's going to also share her information at the end of the broadcast. I know I'm going to be able to get some things together and try to sow a seed and be a blessing for the holiday season.
Thank you.
And we shouldn't just do it for the holidays. We should do it all year round.
Yes.
Because the way I look at this is it's a win-win, because we never know what we may need at
That's
any
right.
given
Right.
time.
That's right.
And so we need to be a blessing, so that not just so we can get something in return, but be a blessing because it feels good to give.
Yes.
And God knows your heart. So if you can do it, and if you can't, He still knows your heart. It's
Absolutely.
the thought that counts.
Yes.
So we are live here at Intellectual Radio. We are definitely making some waves today with these young ladies here in the studio. We're going to take a pause for the cause. We're going to talk about some ways that you can brand your business and how you can do something once and get paid over and over again. You're tuned in to Making Waves with Miss Darcy on your #1 internet radio station, intellectualradio.com, which is an iHeart radio station. You can catch us locally, nationally, internationally. You can also catch us on Spreaker if you just want to listen to us talk. We'll be back in a moment. Please share the broadcast. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a moment.
Okay, thank you. I want to talk about
Hector,
Tent City.
how are you?
Tent City.
Yvonne,
Tent City
Aaron.
is where the homeless live in tent.
Y'all need to know
I'm there
Aaron
every
is
week.
my guy.
Okay. And then
He knows I love him. I married his brother, but I should have married him because he was a baby. I should have just kept him. But I love him. Yes. We are making waves with Darcy.
I never use that.
Oh, you don't
Yes.
use that? Okay.
Never.
Tune
And
in,
everybody
listen, and if you have some goodies that you want to make sure that people
I
have,
thought we were. I
please get in
I
touch
just,
with Marcy. Or you can get in touch with me.
yes.
Let us know so we can get some good things going. This is her new co-host.
STARIST. I think I did.
Well, you know what? Take it from where I just put on your page and put it on that page. I don't think it's going to allow me to.
You can reach out to me on Facebook at Miss Alicia 94, on Instagram at Alicia Nokis 94, and on Snapchat Alicia Nokis.
Give me the name again.
All right, y'all heard it first, right here. This is her first broadcast right here, so y'all got the news hot off the fresh, hot off the press, fresh.
Hot off the press.
I think I
Hot off the fresh press. There we go.
There we go.
I
Yeah,
did international radio.
Oh, last name White?
so
Yes.
we're good.
I just
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so now I should be.
No, let me see.
Y'all ready? Come back
hold
right
on a
up.
second.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in to Making Waves with Miss Darcy, we have an array of guests here in the studio. Hold on. I'm trying to do too many things at one time. Right. I'm like, where did that come from? Hold on. So, what I wanted to do is, I wanted her to share her information quickly about the tent, and then we're gonna give you some nuggets. So, you want to go ahead and share it, Kim?
Yes. Also, Saturday, this Saturday, I'll be at Tent City. What I do at Tent City is I pass out propane containers because they already have propane heaters that have already been donated. A lot of times they're not able to put propane to keep them warm in the heaters. And also I bring out rat traps. And I know a lot of people are wondering, why don't you bring food or clothing? Because the residents at Tent City have asked me to bring rat traps and propane containers because no one were bringing those items out to them to help them. So I can give you my information. You can look under STARIST, STARIST, White. I'm under Facebook under that name. Also, My Promise to Give. So, and also I do have an email, which is mypromisetogive@yahoo. Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you for sharing that.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to see if I can get to the store and get some boots, but I definitely want to
you.
get the toiletries because I think that's very
Thank you.
important.
Yes.
That speaks volume to individuals if they are clean. So
Yes.
that makes a huge difference.
Huge difference.
They really
so
need a
wanna
lot of
just-
sanitary pads.
Sanitary
Mhm,
pads.
and wipes. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll try to see if we
So
can
you
get
were
that
talking
over.
about Tent City, and a lot of people do know what Tent City is, but could you
Yeah.
kind of elaborate?
Yeah, because
for
I didn't
people?
know.
Yeah, so because some
Okay.
people
I
don't
didn't know
know.
what that is.
Tent City are homeless and mentally ill individuals that live in tents because they're homeless. A lot of times when an individual lives in a tent, they don't want to go to shelters because they have told me that, when we go to shelters, they make us leave the next day and then we're just out in the cold. So they rather live in a tent. They don't want to be, bother anybody. They just want a lot of them to be just left alone. And if you look on my Facebook page, you will see me in tents with some of the residents in Tent City. Like I said, I've been going to Tent City now for the last 3 years. I was going when it was on Wilson, on Lawrence, also, Lower Wacker in the one location which we called it the Triangle.
Mm-hmm.
They moved down. They're still down there, but they're, somewhere else down there. And I go to the one over there on Foster, where the mission is, the Pacific Mission. There's a lot of them around there. And it's a very large one over there right off the expressway, Taylor Street. It's about 54 tents over there. And you could go out there and help them. I mean, they will really appreciate. And bring rat traps because there's a lot of rats and mice in those fields. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And remember, 24% of homeless individuals are mentally ill.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people don't know that, but it's the truth.
Wow.
Yeah. So whatever we can do for them, let's do it. Let's unite and yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're on a journey.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
I was
am.
gonna
And,
say
and,
that.
and to eternity, it's better to give than receive. Yep.
So I did have one question. So like she said, you're on your journey. So where do you see your journey going? Like, what's the goal? Like, where do you see your vision like coming to the point where you're like, yeah, I did it, I made it?
Oh, thank you for asking. Within the next 5 years,
Okay.
my Promise to Give Ministries will be my Promise to Give Foundation. And it will be geared to young men and women who love to do community service work and who love to give like I do.
Okay.
Yes.
So, you do say that the homeless people have, a lot of them are mentally ill. So have
Yes.
you teamed up with any doctors and have seen like any clinics that would be willing to join the cause that you have?
Yes, I have. I have walked. I've done some fundraising. I've helped a few other organizations. But I'm going to be honest with you. They will partner with you. They will help you as much as they possibly can. But I'm learning in this journey that a lot of things that I've learned on my own.
Okay.
It's been very, very hard,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest with you. But I just keep going. Whoever is willing to help me, they have helped me.
Mm-hmm.
I've met a couple of ladies. Actually, I was at a bazaar at St. Martin de Porres.
Mm-hmm.
I was there, and that was on Sunday. And I met two ladies who just retired that are willing to help me and, give me different avenues that I can go to continue my journey. Because it's a lot. I'm learning myself.
Mhm.
Every day I'm learning,
Yeah, it is. It's a learning
And
experience.
for the last 2 years, I have walked for NAMI. And
Okay.
also, I just did the hunger walk.
Okay.
So this is the very first time I ever did the walk. So I am trying to partner with other organizations, so if there's any organizations that can help me, please do, because I still need help.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do.
Mhm.
Yes.
You have anything, Sean?
No, I just think it's wonderful what she's doing. I had a cousin who also went through that, and it's difficult. It's
It
very,
is.
very difficult because you feel hopeless and helpless in that situation. So I truly
Thank
admire
you.
what you're doing. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Absolutely
I can't
awesome.
even imagine because
Awesome.
I'm already called the bag lady with 3 or 4 or 5 bags, and I live in a place, and imagining living out in the open and
Yes.
not knowing where you're going to lay your head. That has to be like, I mean, horrific, overwhelming.
Yeah,
I mean,
overwhelming.
you know, and that's so. I just feel like we in a time right now that we shouldn't see homeless people on the street. It should be some type of provision made for them so that they shouldn't go through that.
Right.
Or if they are one paycheck away and something happens, it should be a place or a program that they should be able to go right into and be able to get help for a certain limited amount of time to get back on their feet. And I'm just thinking that we in the world, the land of America, the land of the free, and we don't have anything set up for homeless people.
Right.
Right.
You know, they can go to a shelter, but then they have to go the next day. But I'm talking about a program to get them back, not maybe to where they were, but at least to be self-sufficient.
Right.
And that is something that I think we're in the political arena right now. So
Yeah.
people are
Mhm.
voting for individuals, and to me, that needs to be priority as well as mental illness,
Yes.
as well as jobs, as well as career, all these things. So when people talking about voting for them, you know, what's in it for us? What are we going to get? And not just say, you're going to get this if you vote for me, and then
Yeah.
when you get elected, you don't the calls go unanswered, and everything you said you were going to do, you act like you don't understand what happened.
And I
you
think
know?
that's a great point that you bring up. I think the fact that, you know, during the election time we shine the light on it, but we actually don't hold our electives accountable. Our electives accountable. We don't hold our politicians or people in office accountable, and I think that that's what we're going to have to start doing to see the changes in the right direction.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
Well, I think we've started already with all the women that are.
Yeah.
Oh,
that-
yes,
that
it was
was
a lot.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think we've started because women, you know, we work from compassion,
Mm-hmm.
and because I don't think the soldiers, veterans, should have never in their lives gone homeless. And when you look at how many of the barracks that they're throwing, you know, taking down or destroying, those are perfect homes to put
Yes.
veterans in. You know, to me, it's just logical. And I don't, but you know, and only women. Men, I know we love y'all, but you know,
Right.
women
We
think
know
logical.
what's really going on.
Right, and you need to be able to. Those places would be perfect places for veterans. You know, to put a veteran. He served his country, and now we're going to just put him. He doesn't have a place to go. He can go on a military base and be there. You know, to me it seems a no-brainer. But I think enough women
Yes.
and partnering with a lot of veterans, I think we'll get it done. I've got some great people in office now that are serious, and you have to be sick and tired of being sick and tired to get
Right.
things done. And I
Right.
think people are sick and tired.
Right.
When you think about 21-year-old and you're coming back and you're missing an arm or a limb, and then you have to go find a place to live.
Right.
Come on now, we
And
certainly
they
can
serve
do
to
better.
protect, and then we don't. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Right.
we don't protect you when you come back.
So I did have a question for you. You were saying that you think that the veterans should be put on bases that are being destroyed. There was I'd seen a program where people were buying. Do you think? Two questions. Do you think that the housing market is the biggest cause of homelessness? And then, because I have seen that there is a kind of a solution to the housing market with they have this new kind of, it's like a new revolution kind of thing where they're making small homes. So you can literally go on Amazon and buy a small home. And there was someone who was doing a program who was buying small homes, and they were making small home communities for the veterans. So my first question is do you think the housing market is the biggest cause for homelessness with veterans and homelessness in America?
Yeah, and I think that's because the banking situation needs to change. You know, you lose your job or something happens, you can't pay your house note. To me, it's simpler to put that on the back end, allow that person to stay in their house, because what happens is when they take that house off the market and the bank acquires it again, then the bank turns around and sells it for what you owed on it. Now you've
Right.
disrupted an entire family for generations, possibly, when all you had to do was, you know, defer those payments.
Why do you think they don't do that?
To the end. Well, it's greed.
Oh.
It's greed. It's most certainly not out of love. It's greed.
Right.
And it's terrible because really the person's already paid for the house several times, you
yes,
know.
with the interest.
Exactly. So I really think if community, the powers that be, really wanted to keep people in their homes, because a lot of these are veterans that go away, they get hurt, now they're not making the money, or it takes years to go through the process to, you know, be able to get paid. When you could just leave them right there until it's done. Yeah. So, but like I said, hey, power to the women that are going to get it done.
Yes.
I have confidence that the women are going to change things and make sure that our sons and daughters are well taken care of. If they decide to sign up and serve this country, they should be treated with royalty, and it's going to happen because women are beginning to run the show. Yes, yes, yes.
So how do you feel, because you were saying, you know, that you think that it's the banks and the financial, that's the whole problem when it comes down to the housing and people losing their homes and stuff like that. So how do you feel about the small homes that cost significantly less being a solution to the problem, other than having to actually change the entire system?
Well, I think it's a solution, definitely. But what makes it hard, if it's going to have all this red tape, it should really be simple. Okay, you're a veteran, and we're going to make this little 2-bedroom house. If you're a single man, you have this 1 bedroom, or you've got to make the paperwork simple.
Okay.
And if you make the paperwork simple to really address the problem, you can't leave someone hanging for 3 years based on paperwork. You've got all their information.
Because what are they supposed to do in the meantime?
Exactly.
So,
So it should be simple. Once you've served in the service, you have all their information. You know everything about them. So just line them up. And I say put them on the barracks. Put them on the military bases until the house is ready.
Right.
You know, the solutions are really simple, but you've got to bring some women in the fold to help y'all understand how simple it is.
So
It's
hopefully
so
that
simple.
process is
Yeah.
in the making.
It's in the making.
In the making. I like saying that. I just got excited.
Yeah, it's in the
So we're
making.
going to take a quick pause for the calls. We're going to come back. I have one question I want to put you all on the spot for, and then we're going to close out.
Okay.
What would you do right now if you had a chance to do one thing that you wasn't afraid to do? So think about it. We're going to come back, and then we're going to close out. Intellectualradio.com, Making Waves with Miss Darcy. Back in a moment.
Darcy,
That's a good question.
that's a good question.
That's right. So y'all got 30 seconds.
Say that one more time.
What would you do right now? One thing you would do if you wasn't afraid to do it.
I can't hear you say leave my job because that was.
Okay, we're going back.
Coach
I told y'all. Welcome back if you're just tuning in. Welcome back if you're just tuning in. Make Waves with Miss Darcy every Tuesday and Thursday right here at 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. We're getting ready to close out with a bang. I asked these young ladies, what would they do? Name one thing they would do right now, this second, if they were not afraid. So we're going to start with Shaman and work my way back this way.
If I wasn't afraid, I'm not really afraid, but I think one of the things, I would love to work with I have to say the governor, spend a day in the life of the governor of the state of Illinois. I'd love to do that, and to, make some notes and have a great conversation with him about what it's like down here compared to where he is. So, I think it would be a beautiful conversation. So to have a lunch, breakfast, dinner, and a walk throughout the day with the governor. That's what I would do.
Okay. Lisa?
Probably skydiving.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm not really afraid to do anything in life, like when it comes down to like jobs, careers. I mean, right now I drive a school bus, and that was really hard. It was scary. I'm like, oh, am I gonna hit something? And it was like, I was afraid to do it because I didn't want to, hurt anybody. But like, I'm not afraid to. I did it, you know what I mean?
Oh,
And like,
my
I
God.
go out and I do stuff all the time.
That's
so
brave.
I'm afraid of, like, I'm not afraid of, if I wanted to go out and perform on stage, not, life things. I just want to, do an experience. And I'm afraid of heights. So I would be afraid to jump out, but I've heard it's a very, like, exhilarating experience. So, and I would like to, like, they say it's like to quote Toy Story, it's falling in style, and I would like to try that. So
Okay, all right, Kim.
I've never been on a boat because I'm scared to. And also, I'm scared to drive on the expressway.
So you never been on a cruise?
I've never been on a cruise. I tried the expressway one time, and I haven't gone back
So
on
you
it
take the
since.
street everywhere
Yes,
you go?
I take the street everywhere I have to go. Everybody knows that.
Okay, we have to get Kim on the expressway in 2019.
that's not a weird.
All my sister
fear,
queens
though.
tell me that.
I know
For
someone
her
who,
it is.
like who doesn't drive at all. Like
It's a lot of people don't get on the expressway. They scared.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I understand. Because
I
I be
mean,
on
yeah.
that be saying, just get me to where I need to get in one piece. The same way I left. Not in bitty pieces, but one piece. So I have 3. The first one is I have a fear of dogs. I got bit when I was 4. And I have it could be a tiny dog. It don't matter what size the dog is. If you don't get your dog, I'm going to be on top of your car, your furniture, your table. And you say, wow, I didn't know she could move that fast. So that is my fear.
Right.
I mean, I literally just, I'm somewhere else. Like, literally. I can't explain it. I'm okay, you got 3, you got 2, you got, and I'm gone. Like, literally on top of something. Just that fast.
Right.
First thing. Second thing, I would like to go on a retreat with
Idris Elba. Okay.
oh my goodness. No.
Yes.
Oprah Winfrey,
Okay.
Oh.
Michelle Obama,
Oh wow.
Tyler Perry,
Oh wow.
and Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh wow. That's a stay up
That
all
is,
night summer
yes,
party.
that
So
would
that is my that's like
That's the goal. I'm coming.
you know, you can get rid of the dog. I just get on top of somebody's furniture. And then my final one would be able to speak in a large arena as a motivational speaker in front of hundreds of thousands of people.
Well, you're already doing that. You just don't see them.
Yeah.
You're already doing
You're
that
already
one.
doing
So those
that.
are my 3.
Right.
I keep
Oh,
going.
wow.
Those are my top 3.
Right.
That's
Yes.
your bucket list.
That's my bucket list.
Yes.
Well,
I
I
don't know
still
about this
can't
dog
get back
thing.
to her now. And she drives the school bus. I could see me just taking down the poles. Oh my God. Back up? Are you kidding
We
me?
have to back the bus up every day to park it.
Oh no, honey.
See,
I'm
and
gonna
see,
leave
that's
it
how
right
first I
there.
wanted the Navigator, then I wanted the Yukon. I'm like, well, how am I gonna park it? Like, you got like 50 seats behind you. I just got can you park for me, please?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
That's
I don't know.
amazing.
Thank you.
Wow.
You talking about
that
like
is-
the big yellow bus?
Yeah. Well, I know how to drive a big yellow bus, but for like job purposes, I drive the smaller buses because I'm like a special needs kindergarten.
Oh, that's good.
Those are
driver,
big.
but-
too.
Yeah,
Yes,
but we,
indeed.
Yeah, but we actually like when they train you with the big buses. So
Oh, wow.
so
Yeah, I
they
wouldn't
start you
pass
with the
that.
hardest, and then
Yeah,
you go.
I can't even see me passing that.
Do you have to
And
get on
the
the
kids are
expressway?
talking too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
And how many people on the bus? Like 30 or 40?
I've actually only done maybe once or twice with 30 or 40 kids. It was like for a field trip.
So what's the average?
Right now, I think my average is like 6 kids. Like I said, I was a special
Okay.
needs driver, so
Okay.
it's usually
Okay.
1 or 2 kids on there.
Okay, that's
so,
not. I might can do that, but
Mhm.
20 or 30, second and third and fourth graders.
Oh, no,
All
they were
the
high
screaming
schoolers
in
when
the
we did
background.
I
Oh,
would
that's
give,
it.
I would
Yeah.
give them that bus.
They
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm out. Y'all got this. Y'all got
They
this. Well,
said
there's
high-
nothing to fear but fear itself.
That's
Right.
it.
Mhm.
That's it.
Yes.
So, we didn't get a chance to talk about what I wanted to, so I do apologize to my listening audience. But on Thursday, we'll be discussing how to build your brand and how to monetize your brand as we go into 2019. So, you need to be here
Yes.
on Thursday at 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to follow up with how to get paid over and over again from the work you do only once. So you need to grab a pen and paper and be here live with us in the studio, because this is news that you definitely need to jumpstart with your dopeness in 2019, right? So
Right.
I want to thank you guys for embracing my platform.
Thank you.
Alicia, great job. Sharman, great job. Keep
Thank
doing what
you.
you're doing, Kim.
Yes.
You know, Kim been stalking me for some flat tummy water, so we have a promo that actually starts tomorrow for deep flat tummy water. So a 24 pack is normally $36. It's $5 off for any case. So that promo starts tomorrow and it ends on the 29th. So this is the first time we did a promo this long, but in view of the holiday season, we're going to do that. Individuals are losing weight, and we want to help them continue to stay aboard. So if you have not tried D-Flat Tommy Water, 14 organic ingredients, all natural, you don't have to count calories, there's no side effects, there's no sugar, and guess what? It suppresses your appetite, you lose weight in inches, and improves your digestive system, and it actually works.
Yes, it
Yes,
does.
it actually works. So for your free sample, give us a call at 708-998-3799. 708-998-3799. We're coming up on 2 years. It'll be 2 years this coming April. And we are worldwide. And I thank God for that. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please share the broadcast. In closing, build your own dreams, or someone else will hire you to be theirs, and that could be me or one of these lovely ladies to my
Yes.
right. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great day.
Thanks, listeners.
Great job.
I was trying not to
Play these
overtalk.
commercials right quick. Fine. I gotta play.
You had some good questions.
She did.
Very good.
Yes, very good.
Real good question.
Very good.
You would be well. This was a blessing. I want to get back on here. Can I come back next week? Okay.
Medium hot coffee, green tea, sugar,
We make your coffee just the way you like it.
You don't know, but this is really helping me because
That's the DD commitment.
I didn't win nationals. I came in second place. I would have come in either. I would have won or first runner up because they asked me a question.
Just the way you like it.
How are you preparing for,
On the spot. That's the DD commitment. America runs
you know, the pageant for nationals? And I mean, I worked my plan. I did everything. You know what I did? I got up there like, I was just like,
Stop your show.
Oh, okay.
oh, that was the question. And I was so relieved. And I started crying.
Oh.
That's okay. We do that. We're women.
Bye-bye.
Oh.
Bye-bye, Arrivederci.